doing my job for me. Okay. So first, I want to thank Senators Durbin, Murray, and Stabenow for joining us. We just had a really spirited discussion in our caucus, a discussion that will continue. Senator Warnock gave a very powerful speech in terms of voting rights, our discussions are continuing. We're going to have another very busy week in the Senate. As you know, we're in the middle of it already. On the legislative front, the Senate voted to invoke cloture on NDAA this morning. That's bicameral, bipartisan. We're working in good faith to get the defense bill done quickly. The Senate will also address the debt limit today using the fast-track process and avoid a first-ever default. As I've said, no brinksmanship, no default on the debt, no risk of another recession. This is a very good thing, and I am glad that we had cooperation between Democrats and Republicans. The two parties came together to pass legislation setting up this fast-track process for addressing the debt limit. The legislation will raise the debt limit to a level commensurate with funding necessary to get into 2023. And we'll vote on final passage later today, and hopefully the House will get it. We're trying to get it to them as quickly as possible. This is about paying debt accumulated by both parties, Democrats and Republicans. So I'm pleased both parties came together to facilitate a process that has made addressing the debt possible. Once again, I thank the Republican leader and my Republican colleagues who voted to address this issue and worked, and the Republican leader worked with me to come up with something that would deal with this problem effectively. That means we'll cross another major item off our December to-do list. Also this week, we continue working through the process to advance President Biden's Build Back Better Act here in the Senate along the timeline that I've laid out. This week, the bipartisan birdpath meetings with the parliamentarian will continue. I want to thank my colleagues, their staff, the parliamentarian, and her team for working through this important and difficult process. The President will also continue his conversations with our caucus as we work out the final details to move Build Back Better forward. So I thank my colleagues, I thank the President for their hard work and their commitment to get this done. Now, in addition to finishing our legislative priorities, we also have to work through a number of nominations that have been held up through Republican obstruction. The Republican obstruction of President Biden's nominees this year has reached a new low. We've had to file cloture on twice as many nominees at this point in the Biden administration than Republicans had to do under President Trump. Republicans are intentionally throwing sand in the gears of the Senate's confirmation process. It's not all of them, it's a handful, but the others just go along. The backlog now stands, because of Republican obstruction, at 158 nominees, a majority of which are held by only a small handful of Republicans. Democrats are working to clear as much of the backlog if possible by consent. If we cannot make much progress, we may need to stay and hold votes on nominees this weekend and next week until we do. Senator Durbin.